One of the key ideas, concepts to understand to help you become a better critical thinker is the difference between causation and correlation. And they sound like they're the same thing. They are very different. And we human beings make this mistake all the time. We think that things that appear to be correlated, that appear to be connected, really aren't. And I'm going to walk you through how to identify the difference between correlation and causation and why it's important. So causation is cause and effect. Something happens and that causes something else to happen. So sometimes it's quite obvious and sometimes it is not obvious at all. And sometimes we think there's a cause and effect when there isn't. Correlation, on the other hand, is where we have two or more events that occur together or that appear to be connected, but in fact, there is no connection. There's no cause and effect at all. It's just sort of coincidental. And having already talked about this in a prior lesson, confirmation bias tends to make us want to believe that correlation is the same as causation. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm talking about here, and then it's something that you can pursue further. I will give you an awesome blog site where you can go and have a little fun, or you can use, this can be the focus or part of your essay or project. So let's talk about these two ideas. Let's start with something really, really obvious. So if you stop watering your houseplant, that's the cause. The effect is it will die. So there is a direct cause and effect. This is causation. Not watering your plant causes it to die. Now, not all cause and effect is that obvious, but I want to start with an obvious example to establish the foundation for us. So that's legit causation. Here's a goofy example of correlation that doesn't involve causation. So if you track data, so just because you have data doesn't necessarily mean you've found cause and effect, but if you have data that says in the summer, the sales of ice cream and the cases of sunburn both increase. Therefore, ice cream causes sunburn. Well, obviously that's not true, but we make this kind of leap from causation to correlation all the time, and we need to stop and think, okay, just because this happened and then this happened, are they truly connected? Are they coincidental? Do they have nothing at all to do with each other? And we need to dig a little deeper to determine. And so obviously, if you dig into the cause and effect of sunburn, you're going to find out that being out in the sun during the summer, when there's more sunshine and it's warmer, is the cause of the sunburn, not the fact that more ice cream is being eaten, right? So, but again, that's an obvious example. There are others that are more subtle. There is a terrific website, it's a blog site called Spurious Correlations. I used to use this when I taught a course on disinformation to graduate students at Gonzaga. I'm just offering it up here as a place you can go if you want to learn a little bit more about causation and correlation. And the way this guy does it, his name is Tyler Vegan. The way this guy does it is he creates obviously silly correlations to continue to drive home the point that you've got to be careful about what's a correlation and what's a causation. So here's his latest post. I think it's within the last couple of days, in which he shows a correlation between the popularity of the first name Johnny, it's dropping over the last 35 years, and burglaries in New Hampshire. And they correlate. They follow the same pattern over the same period of time, a long period of time. And so the first sort of logical conclusion you might say is, well, The fewer Johnnies we have, the fewer new Johnnies we have, then the fewer burglaries there will be in New Hampshire. Now, of course, it's silly. That isn't what's happening here. But you can do this, and if you go to the website, I encourage you to do it. Just take 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And if you want to really dig in and use this for your essay or your project, spend some time on that website and just have some fun. He also creates goofy AI-generated explanations for this, which is at the bottom of this screen here. And it just basically is talking about how it's obvious that we need fewer Johnnies to continue to reduce the burglary rate in New Hampshire. Maybe not in Idaho, but in New Hampshire. The thing that I want you to think about here is, are there experiences, and go as you go about your day, as you go about your week, and you run across things where you see things happening and you automatically assume a cause and effect relationship with them. Stop at that moment and ask yourself, what do you know? What do you not know? What is the evidence that supports causation? And lacking that, is this more likely to be a correlation? One thing appears to affect the other, but it doesn't. Or do you not know? In either case, be careful about assuming cause and effect. That is an important part of critical thinking.